Welcome back. Aliexpress seller sent me the wrong item, so today I wanted to share how I was able to get a refund for the wrong item I received from that Aliexpress seller. I will take you through my thoughts, the refund process, and final words. I will show you what I did once I got the item, and maybe you can take some inspiration from me. So let's get started. First, let me introduce you to the item itself. This is an OBD2 scanner, a car tool that allows you to communicate with your car and find out what is wrong with it. Adapters like this one are everywhere on the internet. They all look identical outside, but the most important thing is what is inside of it. You can compare this to the computer. Yes, many of us might have identical cases, but we probably have a different CPU, different graphics card, etc. It's the same thing with this adapter. What is inside? What chip? There's usually two you need to concern yourself with. Main chip, which contains the programming, and the chip for communication. But for our sake, it does not really matter what they do, just that we get what the seller promised. I was scouting the internet and I saw this ad from somewhat reliable seller. 94.5% positive feedback. Not bad. His title says, Pick 18F25K80 chip. By the way, this is the main chip I mentioned earlier. Then it goes ELM327 USB FTDI chip. This FTDI chip is the communication chip. So that is what the title is referring to. But that is still not enough, as most sellers will use random words in title. Title most of the time means nothing. The description and photos, now that is totally different thing. Just FYI, when it comes to this device I ordered, there are two FTDI chips that can be inside these devices. FT232RL and FT232RQ. The former one is considered to be better chip, even though they are actually identical, just that the shape is different. However, the datasheet actually does confirm the FT232RL chip is better one. Scrolling through the description of this listing and looking at the photos, every single relevant photo and the text in those photos tells us that the chip we will be getting is FT232RQ, as well as PIC 18F25K80. That is fine. That is what I wanted. So I made sure there is nothing that says I will get something else. So I ordered this item. After a few weeks, item arrived. My first thought was, I have to record this, but let's make a plan. I need good camera position, good lighting, clear image. I can't move the item off screen for obvious reasons, and I have to prepare the screwdriver to open this item and see if indeed I got what was promised. So I took a few minutes to plan it and set it up, and I recorded everything. After carefully unboxing, checking the contents, I disassembled the item, and inside was... The first chip inside is PIC 18F25K80, so that is good. The authenticity is above my skill set, so I can't comment on that. But on the other side, an unpleasant surprise, it's not FT232RQ chip at all, it's CH340T chip, which is considered even worse. Actually, probably the worst chip you can get with this device. If I had known this, I would have never purchased the item from this seller, as this item, even if I keep it, is useless to me. So I lost money and I lost time, which is not refundable. At very least, what can be done is for me to get my money back. So let's see how can I do just that. There is the option to send the item back, but that costs way more than what the item is worth, and there are a bunch of possible issues, which equals more time wasted, more headaches for me, so that is not an option. And it shouldn't be, as seller clearly advertised the item as something else. So let's see how refund process is done. First, find the item you want to get a refund for. I am going to use this one as an example. If you click on order details for this item, new page opens up and you have a button that says returns refunds. Clicking on that button opens up a new page where we have delivery status. If I click there, and if I go, for example, item not received, you can see that right now it's still in transit, so I cannot do that. You first have to confirm that you have indeed received the item. Obviously, if the shipping date has expired and you still have not received the item, you will be able to select this option. But in my case, I received the item, but it's not as described. So I'm going to click item received in part or whole. This opens up few more options. I can choose a reason. In my case, item does not match the description, so I click there. Then you can see we have a bunch of options. In my case, I did get the item, however, the model is not as described. That is, the item does look like in the photos, except the internals are not identical. You have the option item is not as described, but in my case, it's the model that's different. But I don't think these options really have that, lot of difference. However, I think model style not as described fits best for me. Then I can select the application. Now as I'm filing this application, this refund application, I can choose what I want to select. In my case, as I have wasted my time and I was lied to, I will ask for a refund only. Feel free to go over ethicals in comments if you want. I have said my piece. So I choose refund only. Under refund amount, I can choose the minimum and the maximum. And then all I have to do next is upload the photos, videos as evidence, and type in the text. Let's take a look at this refund, which this video is about. Let us take a look at the request I made and let's see how it all went. So I'm going to show you the history. So let's see how it all went. As you can see, I've chosen model style not as described, and I submitted my request. I asked only for a refund, and this is what I typed in. Item advertised was, and then I said what chip was advertised, but the item I received has a different chip. This chip is inferior. This is like if someone promised you a new computer with great graphics card inside, but instead you got some older inferior graphics card. My goal was to be straight and as simple as possible, so the person that's reviewing this can understand what is happening. What I have done also is I have taken a screenshot of my purchase, so you can see the title, and in the title you can clearly see what chip was promised, FTDI chip. Then I also took the screenshot of the seller's listing and what images seller used as advertisement. You can clearly see that here he is advertising FT232RQ chip. It's clearly advertised here and even highlighted. And then the third photo is actually what I received. As you can see, the FT chip is not even on the board. Over here we have CH340T chip instead. And if we just compare the boards, simply switching over, you can clearly see that this one only has, this side of the board only has 2 chips. But look at this, none of these sides have only 2 chips. They have, look at this, there's a bunch of components. So clearly the boards are not even same. So that was even enough for the person reviewing to see and actually grant me my request. If you take a look at what I received and what was promised, you can clearly see that these boards are not identical at all. Totally different boards. After I submitted my request, almost, I wouldn't say 1 day later, but the seller provided a new proposal, no refund. We have sent the right product to the customer. Clearly they did not. And the product can work very well, so they clearly know what they have sent. We hope the customer can use it on the right car models. If the customer doesn't want it, we hope the customer can send it back, thanks. So clearly they are telling that we know what we have sent you. We know that this still can work on right car models. And they said refund amount 0, essentially telling me to go fuck myself. And then I just resubmitted the same thing, as clearly the seller is aware of what he did. He's not even proposing a middle ground, maybe a partial refund. The seller does not care at all. No, I'm not accepting that. That is not acceptable whatsoever. You know what you have sent me. You clearly are admitting that you sent the right product and the product works very well. Essentially telling me, it's the same thing, who cares? Not caring about me as a customer. I just waited for Aliexpress to step in, and you can see that they have reached a solution. which I was granted a full refund. After that, the request is finished. And that is how I was able to get a refund. I hope this video helps you see what is going on in this world of online shopping and how careful you need to be. We were able to see that AliExpress indeed will step in and protect a buyer in a case of clear deception, like in this video, which certainly instills confidence in the AliExpress itself and the people behind it. But please do not use this video to try and scam the seller yourself if you have gotten the right item. Only seek justice when it is required. I hope this helps you get your money back if you have been scammed. Good luck and thank you for watching.